So, van life here with energy. I am in Planet Fitness, so I'm trying not to talk too loud. It doesn't seem to be a crowded day because where I am currently, there's a lot of activities in the city, so a lot of people are touring those activities. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I think too much. And I thought I'd log on and just see how everyone's day is doing. I was watching the news, something I rarely do, and I do mean rarely. I don't watch it at all. And I saw California had a lot of snow, then flooding, and then a lot of people lost their lives on a boat from the sea trying to cross Italy. A lot of people, Iranians, Indians, different people. That is so sad. Kids, babies washed up, and it's horrible. But we aren't paying attention. There are things happening everywhere. And if you're only watching and seeing this is happening here, nothing. Well, when the government, the police do raids, they hit everybody at once. So one can't call the other and say, hey, this is going on. So it's the same thing with these catastrophes that they're trying to act like are normal disasters, but HARP is interfering with our life and different things. Some of it is planetarium, but we already know that they're orchestrating a lot of it. And who's going to call and say, this is happening here and this is happening here? Because everywhere there's something different. So you don't know that this is happening and so is creating it to happen, causing it to happen, you know? And so we have to prepare. We have to start getting food, start getting water. This is no game. I know you hear it from plenty of people. I've been warning people for years. And this is that final hour. And it's getting worse. And it's to depopulate. It's to get rid of the needy people, the senior people, off of the budget. They don't want to be taking care of nobody. People on Social Security and different things, and they're causing problems in people's life. Like, they can't have housing. You're on Social Security. You worked your life. Now you got sick and you can't get housing because you don't have 3 times the rent or two. That makes no sense. Back when I came up, if you had $300 and the house cost $300 or $250, you get it. If you want to be broke, get it. Now you got to have this and have that. And then there's study going up. Who's going to be wiser? And then they build and build and build and left and right everywhere. Apartment complexes, except in the cities that they want to repopulate, regentrify with a different class of people, like they're doing Flint and Detroit and some other areas. Because in 30 years, when I go through Saginaw, everything is knocked down. Ain't hardly nothing there. And I've never seen it looking that bad. And I remember as a kid, people walking everywhere, everybody getting along. It was just a beautiful place to be. Now, it's like, where'd that building go? Where'd that house go? Everything is just vacant land. They knock everything down. And then what's not knocked down is just dilapidated. So if we don't wake up and start preparing for what is coming, stop buying food, clothes, and things that we don't need. And if your jeans fit you tight, when the power go out, how you gonna layer up? You got to be able to layer up. You want to put jogging clothes over them tight jeans you're wearing or whatever. We have to prepare. We have to start getting blankets. Those fleece blankets that don't cost much at Walmart, get a bundle of them, a whole bunch of them, because fleece rubbed up against the body begins to heat that up, and you get warmer than a normal blanket. So one person, get them 4 or 5 fleece blankets, because you're gonna need that and more. So you put the fleece on first, then the other blankets. Because when power go out, think about it. When it's cold in the house, you have to turn the heat on. And you be under your cover and you're still shivering, waiting on it to heat up. Well, what do you think is going to happen when there ain't nothing heating up and the power is out? And then we got all these floods and things. So we have to start preparing and taking things a lot more serious and knowing where your family is, if possible. Now, that is a problem because you in the family and not with like-minded people. Most people still go according to what they're told on the news and this and that, and they gobble it up and they believe it. When so many people have lost their lives telling these truths, they turn their head. They don't hear it because they don't have that DNA to hear or to see. So we have to be understandable, and it's heartbreaking that we are going to have to separate ourselves from those that we love sometimes to be able to progress and to be safe. You may not even be able to tell your mama or your sister or your kid where your location is. Because when it comes down to it, a lot of people selling out people. I was targeted, and I'm telling you what I know. I was sold, and they thought it was going to be okay to do it. And people very close to me even played a part in it. So, and then they want to cover it up and say it was for love. You ever met somebody loving you, stalking you, and bring a whole bunch of thousands, hundreds of people? No, impossible. That's not what it's about. Then they supposedly didn't give me a ride to my son's funeral because it's just, they're trying to cover up because they didn't kill me. So they coming up with this reason, that reason, why this or that happened. And what I feel like doing is just separating myself from them and having nothing more to do with them because it's too much in my mind. I have a little headache right now, a low-grade headache, all on this side, my left side, which was the stroke side. It was the right side that was affected. But that's in my brain, so I'm going to go drink some more water and calm down because I get really worked up when I think of this because I can't save everybody. I can't save nobody because the people walked away from me. And it's a shame that we got homeless veterans out here, people who fought for our country, sleeping on the sidewalk, amputated, and all kinds of things. And then if they don't want to go in subsidized housing, everybody don't want to live in subsidized housing. You can't have nobody spending the night too long. If they're a felon, they can't be there. Or they just got too many rules. And then when you go in those areas, I was signed up for one. And I know just because I had the stroke thinking in case something happened, I might need to just take something. Well, I'm pulling up and they got the markers outside from graves. Somebody done died and the police posted up out there. And they got police out there. So what, you got police out there and people still got killed? What the hell? So when you get people telling you just take one because that's what you can afford. It's not about me humbling myself. I've been humble all my life and I've given everything I had away to everybody till I had nothing because I was so humble, wanting to help others and tell people the good news and make them feel better. So what we want to do is tarnish her name and say she was evil and she won't go to church. My Bible tell me a little here, a little there. So why are you studying from one book who wasn't even the original book and then want to get mad at somebody else because they no longer being a sucker for it? I woke up and I found there are many other books, the Nag Hammadi, the Sumerian texts, and some more. And you can start with the Apocrypha even, it will help. But people don't want to, it was another book, I'm trying to think. I'll think of it. And they don't want to think for themselves. They want to be led because that takes work to think for yourself and to be a creator and to be a trailblazer. People will rather be sheep. You got to figure it out. You're going to do the work. Okay. You know, somebody got to take the lead and the reins and steer this ship. And I'm going to steer my own ship. You trying to tell me how to live, how to be, is not right for me. These fingerprints, that's my treasure map. That's my DNA. That's everything I got to go through right here. That's why it doesn't match anyone else's. Everybody's destiny is different. And we all divine. Well, some of us, because some of people don't even have a soul. Some people on this planet don't even have a soul. And the people who calling themselves having one, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm, because they sit up and they wave their little, I'm in the church and they the biggest sinners you want to meet. And then they want to tell you how to live your life, and they ain't got a key to heaven or hell. And I've crossed over. I've died and crossed over more than once. It ain't no heaven. It ain't no hell. What it is energy. It is light. I knew who I was with. I was with someone. I knew who I was with. But it didn't have a form of a body. It was gold and white light. No form. So when they say we made man in our image, they wasn't talking about that God, the creator. They were talking of the Anunnakis. They were talking of some other beings. But we have to get into that at another time, because I feel myself with that little headache when I want to tell what I want to tell. And I feel like I need to get it out so somebody can pass the baton. And I see there are so many people waving it and telling it, and that's great, because each one teach one, and there are so many people now that have this knowledge and that are willing to share it. We're watching calamity everywhere. And then you got some states you go in, there are nothing on the store shelves, and you got other states and they got everything and they ain't missing nothing. And that's normally where the rich and to-do people are, where your doctors, where your lawyers, everything on their shelves. Everything. You go in the hoods, you go in some Michigan, Indiana, ain't nothing on them shelves hardly. Indiana ain't as bad as Michigan. They getting there, but they ain't there yet. But they stores missing stuff. Trying to shift it around the freezers and move shelves so customers don't know. This shelf gone, that shelf gone. We ain't got this, we ain't got that. And they mix in products to make it look fuller. Who's the wiser? Critical minds. Who's the wiser? Everybody just going along with it. Well, what are we to do? What are we to do? Prepare. 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 How do you prepare? With food, with blankets, with power, generators, solar systems that won't take gas, kerosene, or nothing, because it's going to come a time you won't be able to get that. And I'm telling you, I'm prophesying to you now. If we all said the Million Man March, how Farrakhan was able to get 1 million men to march. If we all said we're not going to buy no more gas, we're not going to pay no more of these high food prices, they would have to lower them. But because we won't stand for nothing, we falling for everything. We've got to be wiser. I'm in my van. It gets so hot in there. I don't have electricity power. I'm trying to, but I'm struggling. So I ain't never said, oh, I'm rich and I got it like this. No, I walked away from money because my peace was priceless. Priceless. So be aware of what is coming and prepare yourself. We have to prepare ourselves. Love you guys. I'll speak to you on another video. Some people just came in and I don't want to be talking loud or doing my video while others are present. Talk to you guys later.